we celebrate Black History Month. And of course, anyone who comes out of a box is instantly over. All that and more today on Wrestling on the Spectrum.
Yes, sir. Got me and Brody in here doing the tag team on Wrestling on the Spectrum on this fine February 21st. You know, I'm just really interested and ready to talk about, like, you know, history and more things that's going on in the wrestling world as well.
Absolutely. Of course, there's a lot to promote, Ryan. Guess what? Ringclassics.com has launched. That's right, ringclassics.com. Type in ringclassics.com. All of the podcasts are available there. Bruce Pritchard's podcast, Something to Wrestle With, My World with Jeff Jarrett, 83 Weeks with Eric Bischoff, and of course, What Happened When with Tony Schiavone. Have More Money Now with John Bradshaw Layfield, Grill and JR with Jim Ross, Curtain Jerkers, and more. So much available on ringclassics.com. $13 for all bonus content. All of that is on ringclassics.com. So much content on there. Of course, collectibles are going to be available. And of course, so many things going on. Sandra Gray is going to talk about some of her. She used to be a seamstress in WWE and AEW. All of the beautiful ring gear she has designed. Effects people are going to be on there. I'm so excited what's going to be on ringclassics.com. That's $13 a month for bonus content and $134 a month for top guys. If you're already grandfathered in as a top guy, you're all good, but obviously you're not going to be double billed. So if you're on Patreon right now, I would encourage you to unsubscribe. Don't even think about Patreon anymore. Just go to ringclassics.com, sign up on the website, and then download the app on the App Store or the Google Play Store. I'm very excited about ringclassics.com. Conrad has got a whole things going on there. Any wrestling fan should check it out. It is such an awesome place. So much more user-friendly. The interface is greatly improved. Don't worry, you won't be double billed. I'm so excited about what can about all of the possibilities and opportunities all wrestling fans are going to have at ringclassics.com.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Shout out Ring Classics, man. Shout out Ring Classics. I will be starting to tune in with that.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And of course, Ryan has already subscribed to the new podcast, Have More Money Now with John Bradshaw Layfield. For those who don't know, John Bradshaw Layfield, Conrad Thompson have a new show called Have More Money Now. John Bradshaw Layfield, a WWE Hall of Famer, but he's not only a WWE Hall of Famer, he also is very, very big in the business world. He's very active on Wall Street, and it's going to talk a lot about financial stuff on Have More Money Now. It's the title of John Bradshaw Layfield's book. He's appeared on Bulls and Bears on Fox News, CNBC, and many other networks talking about what is going on in the world of business. So John Bradshaw Layfield is not just a wrestler. He is an extraordinary businessman, and you will save more money if you listen to Have More Money Now with John Bradshaw Layfield and Conrad Thompson. Very exciting. Of course, we have the Jeff Jarrett story, The Heart of a Promoter. It's going to come out Tuesday, March 3rd. Tuesday, March 3rd, 9 o'clock p.m. Central Time. It's going to be on the CW in Nashville, and it's also going to be on the My World YouTube channel. So please subscribe to the My World YouTube channel to check out the Jeff Jarrett story and The Heart of a Promoter. And I want to just talk about this for a couple minutes here. Jeff Jarrett, a Hall of Famer, as we know, as a wrestler. His father, Jerry Jarrett, a Hall of Fame promoter in every sense of the word. He promoted Memphis for many, many years. Memphis, Louisville, Evansville, Lexington, all of those lovely, great cities. He is such a staple in the Tennessee area when it comes to wrestling. He lived in Hendersonville for many years. You're going to see in this documentary about a wrestling event promoted by the Jarretts in their home city of Hendersonville for the first time in ever, because Jerry Jarrett did not want to promote a wrestling event in Hendersonville in his hometown. But I love the Jarretts and what all they've done for wrestling. We're going to talk a lot about this documentary in the upcoming weeks. Obviously, they go all the way back. Jerry Jarrett's mother, Jeff Jarrett's grandmother, Christine Jarrett, worked for the Roy Welch, Nick Gulas territory, and that even extends beyond Memphis, Tennessee. It also extends to Nashville, Birmingham, Chattanooga. A lot going on there. I'm so excited to watch this documentary coming up, talking about a Hall of Fame life for the last outlaw, Jeff Jarrett. So listen up, Slapnuts. Subscribe to the My World YouTube channel and subscribe to the Wrestling on the Spectrum YouTube channel, where you can listen and watch all of our live shows, and several clips are uploaded on the Wrestling on the Spectrum YouTube channel. So please subscribe at Wrestling on the Spectrum. We encourage all of our audience to please subscribe to the YouTube channel as soon as possible and watch the Jeff Jarrett documentary. I'm looking forward to this. So coming up, we're going to talk today. First, AEW Grand Slam Australia. It happened this past weekend, February 14th, 2026 in Sydney, Australia, in the Kudos Bank Arena. It was a interesting event to say the least. Jon Moxley, Konosuke Takeshita ended in a time limit draw for the AEW Continental Championship. It was a time limit draw, 20 minutes. So there's no winner, no lose. Continue this rivalry. Takeshita being the heel, Moxley being now sort of a baby face with the crowd. Very interested to see how that shakes out. And we're going to talk about this match for a second. AEW Women's World Tag Team Championship. The Babes of Wrath, Harley Cameron and Willow Nightingale, retained the tag team championships against Mega Bad. That is Megan Bayne and Penelope Ford. So when we talk about Australia, there were a lot of Australian wrestlers featured on the card. And of course, one of them being Harley Cameron, who is from Australia as well, won in Australia, big in her home country. Conrad has called her the Rock of women's professional wrestling. She's a heck of a talent in AEW and is coming along. And I'm very excited to see what she can do, not only outside of the ring. You know, obviously we know she likes to play with puppets, but in the ring, she's greatly improved. And of course, the big time match we want to talk about here, who's going to challenge for the AEW World Heavyweight Championship at Revolution. There's no surprise here. Hangman Adam Page defeated Andrade, who is a member of the Don Callis family. Andrade, who was previously just in WWE. Hangman Adam Page is going to challenge MJF for the AEW World Heavyweight Championship at Revolution. It is going to be a Texas death match. And thank goodness me, if Adam Page loses to MJF, he won't be able to challenge for the AEW World Heavyweight Championship as long as he lives. Thank goodness. Thank goodness. That deserves an ovation. So hopefully this will be the last time Hangman Adam Page will be challenging for that title for a while here. Now we got an interesting mixed tornado tag team hair versus hair match. Gosh, what a wasted use of Tony Storm in Australia. They have her tag teaming with Orange Cassidy. Did you see this? They had Tony Storm and Orange Cassidy dancing in the middle of the ring. I was so embarrassed as a wrestling fan.
Again, I am more of a casual on the AEW side. I watch them every now and then, yes, and I see a lot of their clips. I love MJF, and I love a lot of the talent that they have over there. I just think that it gets a little bit too jokey, and it's a little bit too, I'm trying to be different from this other company. That's the only thing I don't like about AEW. I think they do have a lot of talent over there, and I think they're wasting it with doing this mixed tag team.
Yeah, it's just you know what it feels like, Ryan? It feels like they're just trying to put more people on the card, and they're not even really tag teams. It doesn't make any sense.
It seems like they're just throwing people together to show WWE that, hey, we're gonna have a 5-hour show, 6-hour show, and it's just like, dang, dude, that's what y'all want to be known as.
It's a mess, Ryan. I'm telling you. And they defeated the Death Riders of Wheeler Yuta and Marina Shafir, which, oh, that's brutal. And by the way, because Wheeler Yuta got pinned, this is probably the best part of the night. He got his head shaved. That's got to be the best part, to see Wheeler Yuta, that ridiculous haircut. Gone. We're going to shave that thing. I'm sure Tony Khan was like, listen, Wheeler Yuta, I hate that haircut so much. You just want to be in a hair match. You just got to get you shaved.
As you see what I got, I am never going to be in a hair match unless it's against, I don't know, them headphones right there. I'm gonna be honest.
Bill Watts booked too many hair matches. You can't book too many hair matches. Speaking of too many matches, we had another ladder match, but this time it's for the AEW TNT Championship. We knew Kyle Fletcher would retain in his home country of Australia. He got a babyface reaction despite being a heel, going up against one of the most beloved baby faces in the entire company, Mark Briscoe. Kyle Fletcher retained the AEW TNT Championship. Is this just been the most interesting title exchange in all of 2026? Let me explain this to you. So Tommaso Ciampa comes in from WWE. He beats Mark Briscoe to win the AEW TNT Championship. Everybody thinks he's a psycho killer heel. Then he hugs Mark Briscoe. They make up. And then Kyle Fletcher comes out, confronts Tommaso Ciampa. And wait a minute, a Dynamite 11 days later, Kyle Fletcher defeated Tommaso Ciampa to win the AEW TNT Championship. Tommaso Ciampa has an 11-day reign as champion. That was it. He came in from WWE, got a big push, won his first match in. Then he loses it to Kyle Fletcher, and now he's nowhere to be spoken of on AEW on the show at Grand Slam Australia, and he's just having another match with Mark Briscoe. And I like these guys as athletes, not as Hollywood stuntmen, but okay.
I have a serious question.
Yeah.
On the booking in the past month to 2 months, because I know you're deep diving in both of these.
Yeah.
Who has had better booking, WWE or AEW?
God, WWE.
Like, is Triple H real? Is Triple H getting too much? Like, too much flack for his booking.
Yes.
Compared to like the other promotion.
Yes.
Is
yes.
it-
I think it's easy to point the finger at Paul Levesque. Obviously, he's got a whole creative team under him. But yeah, I mean, he's going to get a lot of flack. You're not going to win with everybody when it comes to creative. Creative is subjective, as Jeff Jarrett would say. But I just think with Tony Khan, I mean, unless Ciampa's injured, is Tommaso Ciampa injured and someone's not telling me? I want to know, is Tommaso Ciampa injured? Is somebody? I don't know. I have serious concerns about this. I really am. I don't know if he's going to be healthy or not. I have serious concerns. I really do. But okay, Kyle Fletcher's got the AWTNT championship. He's an emerging star. I get it. Have him with a belt. Great. I don't have a problem with this. Okay, here comes the main event here. MJF defeated Brody King to retain the AEW World Heavyweight Championship. Nobody thought there was going to be a title change. Nobody thought he was going to lose the belt. None of that happened. None of that happened. Okay, none of it happened. Nobody thought it was going to happen. Great retainment by MJF. So now we're going to lead to this. Yeah, it's going to be great. Listen, he retained the title. It's great. By the way, AW Revolution is going to be March 15th, 2026 at the Crypto.com Arena, Los Angeles, California. And they are 3 matches announced. I'm going to list those matches off right now. The MJF is going to be the champion. He's going to defend versus Hangman Adam Page. If Page loses, he'll be never able to challenge for the AEW World Heavyweight Championship ever again. Now, you have FTR.
Like, do you mean like ever again as MJF? I'm sorry.
I guess as long as MJF is champion, to answer your question. Yeah, and by the way, Ryan, you are asking questions that every fan would ask because that's how Tony Khan books. It's just people ask more questions than they have answers. So FTR of Cash Wheeler and Dax Harwood are going to defend the AEW World Tag Team Championship as heels with Stokely Hathaway as their manager against the Young Bucks. So just another Young Bucks FTR match once again. And, nice tag team match. It's par for the course in AEW. And, of course, now this match will have no time limit for the AEW Continental Championship. John Moxley will defend the AEW Continental Championship against Konosuke Takeshita. So they're going to have another Takeshita-Moxley match on AEW Revolution because we already saw 20 minutes of them, and now we want to see 20 more minutes of them, which doesn't make any sense. I thought we already saw enough, but we're going to see more. Hopefully Takeshita wins there, but we'll see. We're going to give our official predictions on the March 15th edition of Wrestling on the Spectrum. Now, let's talk about WWE for a second. WWE, I talked about a box in the cold open. They have a box, okay? It looks like it. I swear to God, it's a large wooden box. Won't be open until Elimination Chamber on February 28th. It's going to be in Chicago. We're going to give our official predictions next week for Elimination Chamber. However, large box. I have no idea what's inside this box, but anything that comes out of a box is over. If what comes out of that box is as good as Terry Funk, then that's darn impressive if a Hall of Famer comes out of that box because I'm so excited.
And watch it be the Masked Man.
Oh, God. Who's under that mask? Paul now.
Oh, yeah. I know Logan. I think it's either Grayson Waller.
Oh, God.
For some reason, or, man, spin it back. You never know. It could really be. No, we saw around Austin too, right?
Yeah.
Couldn't be Austin.
They already did Austin again.
Yeah, it's like, and it keeps doing the curb stomp, and it's like, we know what you're trying to do.
It could be Seth, but I feel like they're going to make it so obvious again.
Yeah, if it's Seth, that's going to be a really huge letdown. Also, shout out to Seth. I was watching his interview on Club Shay Shay as well.
Yeah, he had a great interview on Club Shay Shay, by the way. And for those who don't know, Seth is an amazing in-ring worker, and he talked about on there how he turned down triple the money to go to TNA, to go to WWE, NXT, and really prove himself. And he certainly has. And he talked about the breakup of the Shield. It was such an interesting interview. I've seen Seth everywhere, though. I've seen Seth on First Take. I'm seeing Seth doing a lot of interviews on a lot of different shows. So I'm looking forward to that. And obviously, if you want to contribute, certainly can. I'll answer all of your wrestling questions here that are prevalent and going on in the world of professional wrestling. So if you're interested in the YouTube chat and want to ask a question, you certainly can. I'm inclined to answer any wrestling question going on right now. But Ryan, are there any notable unboxings that you can remember in wrestling that you thoroughly enjoyed or thoroughly added to tape?
Crazy. I'm actually having a blank. I always remember like guys getting like maybe revealed as a dude that came and like did something, but like I don't remember people just boxing.
Do you remember when Brother
Like,
Love
hitting
came
a
out of a
box.
box with The Undertaker? I think that was on Valentine's Day.
Actually, yeah. Now that I think about it, yeah.
We know Terry Funk came out of a box when he debuted as Chainsaw Charlie. That was back in 1998. I'm just trying to think of the more unpopular wrestling unboxings that have happened. And of course, Vince Russo's had a bunch of them that never made any sense. But in all seriousness, like how many unboxings you've had in wrestling? Now, These are the matches announced for the Elimination Chamber. Now, we're going to give our official predictions next week. CM Punk versus Finn Balor for the World Heavyweight Championship. For the Women's Intercontinental Championship, it'll be Becky Lynch versus AJ Lee. Now, for the Women's Elimination Chamber match for a World Heavyweight Championship match at WrestleMania 42, Liv Morgan is going to announce her decision on Monday. It's going to be either Jade Cargill or Stephanie Vaquer. Tiffany Stratton, Rhea Ripley, Alexa Bliss, Asuka, and Kiana James have qualified for the chamber on the women's side. And on the men's side, Randy Orton, LA Knight, Cody Rhodes, Javon Evans, and Trick Williams have qualified. One spot is still remaining open. Many people believe it's Jacob Fatu or who's ever in that box. Or could it be a women's wrestler in the box? Tiffany Stratton, Rhea Ripley, Alexa Bliss, Asuka, and Kiana James. Could it be a female wrestler?
I hope not. I don't know
inside that box.
But I'm saying, who would they even bring back? Who is a female wrestler right now?
Would you get excited if Lita came out of the box
to wrestle?
Yeah, like in the chamber.
Yeah, she has. I don't see her winning, and I don't see her.
No, I don't see her winning it. But I don't come out of the box.
Yeah, that'd be cool. But like, I would rather see somebody like that. I think would not a part timer come out of the box. Maybe I would prefer like maybe a Paige to come back or like
that would work.
I feel like somebody like if you're gonna bring back a women's wrestler, I feel like the women's side has been elevated so much, and the talent is so great that I think if we could bring back somebody that was not a pioneer, but somebody who really was a part of that revolution, that I think it would really work out. I would love to see Paige come back.
Yeah, I would love to see Paige back as well. I think that would be a positive way. She's coming out of a box. She's instantly over. I'm just curious. Is it a hardcore wrestler? Is there some tie to Terry Funk? We know he came out of a box. I know we're going to give our official predictions on this next week, but it's interesting. It's just interesting. I don't know. I think there's a lot going on in WWE right now, and I don't want to cast aspersions, but how are we feeling? Are we feeling, Ryan? I want the temperature check. How are we feeling about WrestleMania? CM Punk and Roman Reigns on one side, likely Drew McIntyre, Cody Rhodes, and Jacob Fatu on the other side. Are we feeling good? What is the temperature here?
I'm feeling really, 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 really ecstatic. Actually, I'm really ready to see
you
Roman.
Are.
Yeah, I'm really ecstatic. I love Jacob Fatu, and I actually love how the American Nightmare is just a dog right now. He's just been real. I like how Cody has something in him to make it be like he's not just a face. He can turn that switch, and he's not going to turn that switch like now, but I can see it forming. If you get what I'm saying,
yes.
And I think WrestleMania is going to be that breaking point. If they let Fatu pin him or anything like that, I could see Cody getting pinned at WrestleMania.
I think Cody takes the pin, but it's either going to be Fatu or McIntyre.
He's taking the pin on Fatu for me. I want him to take the pin on Fatu.
You want Fatu to win it at Mania, not SummerSlam.
I want Fatu to win it at Mania.
I would love to see him win it at Mania personally.
I think it's Fatu's time right now, and then at SummerSlam, if Braun Breaker stays healthy, it could be Breaker. But I could also see Obafemi winning it at SummerSlam.
Now, who do you have Brock wrestle at Mania? Because Brock's coming back to Raw in Atlanta. Now, I'll give you 3 names, and you need to pick one of them. Gunther, Obafemi, or LA Knight, who wrestles Brock at Mania.
Obafemi or LA Knight who wrestles Brock?
Yeah, or Gunther.
And you said Brock, as in Brock Lesnar?
Brock Lesnar, yeah, okay. Brock Lesnar.
I would want to see Oba versus Brock, but I don't think Brock is going to put him over yet.
Fair enough.
So, and if LA Knight goes against Brock, it's going to be a squash.
Fair enough. Okay. Now let's put our booking hats on for a second. Brock beats LA Knight at Mania, and then have Gunther beat Brock to retire Brock in Minneapolis, because Brock collegiately wrestled in Minnesota. So if Brock is going to retire, have him retire at SummerSlam in Minneapolis by having Gunther defeat Lesnar, and then having just Lesnar squash LA Knight at WrestleMania.
But the thing is, if LA Knight gets squashed by a guy who's going to retire in the summer, does that even help him at all? Like, I would rather see LA Knight go up against Bronson Reed.
That's fair, and that's fine.
Or I would rather.
Would you rather see Lesnar squash somebody WrestleMania or see Lesnar put over somebody WrestleMania?
I would rather see Lesnar put over somebody, but I would rather see a banger. I'd rather see a banger ass match. I'm gonna be honest. I'd rather see Brock Lesnar go up against another dog, and that's it, and see a banger match, and then get put over Gunther at the end.
I think he puts over Gunther at SummerSlam, but
Yeah.
is he going to put over somebody at SummerSlam and Mania is the question.
Just the thing, because Brock is one of those guys that if he disappears and comes back, he still has his aura, if you get what I'm saying.
Yeah.
So it's like, if he I'd rather him put over somebody.
That's
if
fair.
I have to choose that. But I'd rather just see a banger-ass match, and then I wouldn't care about the result, personally. But if we have to either have him squash somebody or put over somebody, I'd rather him just have a good match and put over a younger star.
You put him over a younger star.
I'd rather
Mania.
him put over. If it's Oba Femi, I'd be cool with that. If it's like, I don't see any. Even
So
if
if
it's
Lesnar
Trick
puts over
Williams,
Oba Femi, you're cool with it at WrestleMania, obviously.
Yeah, I would love that. Yeah.
Okay.
I'd be cool.
No,
with
that makes sense to me.
Yeah.
I mean, that makes
versus
sense
LA
to me.
Knight feels too unrealistic. Brock would end. That's what Card Central said, and I'm like, yeah, I agree with that. I wouldn't want Brock to go up against LA Knight. I wouldn't.
I wouldn't either.
I'd want to see, if I want to see LA Knight fight at WrestleMania, I just want to see LA Knight versus Austin Theory.
Right.
Or,
I agree with
you
that.
know,
LA
something
Knight
like
also
that.
Theory would be a
It'd be
better
a banger.
technical match. I love that match. And of course, when we come back, we are going to talk about all of the great African-American wrestlers
Yes,
who
sir.
have made their mark in the sport of professional wrestling. Stay tuned to Wrestling on the Spectrum on the Lou Information Station, live and on demand at louinfo.com.
The Lou Information Station, a whole new way to enjoy content created just for those of us in the St. Louis area. It's a whole new way to advertise and promote your business. Reach out and find out just how different we are. If you're tired of one-sided advertising offerings or your traditional media rep trying to shove digital marketing down your throat, visit louinfo.com and click on advertising. Or email partnerships@louinfo.com for more information.
Lunchtime just got a whole lot better at Hot Shots Sports Bar and Grill. From mouth-watering wraps to loaded quesadillas to bold, flavor-packed sandwiches, Hot Shots has something fresh every single day, along with your favorite wings, burgers, and pizza that you know and love. And don't sleep on those Hot Shots tacos. Plus, if you gotta be in and out quick for lunch, Hot Shots has you covered every day starting at 11 a.m. Find your nearest Hot Shots Sports Bar and Grill now at hotshotsnet.com. That's hotshotsnet.com.
Is your brand stuck on the sidelines? Tired of feeling like your marketing budget is just warming the bench? Well, then it's time to get in the game with Eyesight Media. We don't just put your brand near the action, we put you in the action. Imagine this, your company front and center, showcased in NCAA and pro stadiums and arenas nationwide. If you're ready to elevate your brand to MVP status, don't miss this shot. Visit eyesightmediagroup.com today to apply for an in-arena partnership. That's eyesightmediagroup.com.
Fast Track Auto Transport has been a trusted leader in vehicle shipping for over 25 years, providing reliable, affordable service across the U.S. Fast Track offers fast and safe transportation solutions for individuals, dealerships, fleets, and businesses of all sizes. The Fast Track team prides itself on honest communication, competitive pricing, and real-time tracking, which gives our customers peace of mind from pickup to delivery. Whether you're shipping a single car or managing a large fleet, Fast Track delivers a smooth, hassle-free experience every time. Come see why Fast Track Auto Transport has been St. Louis's go-to company for all your vehicle transport needs for over 25 years. The trusted way, the safe way, the Fast Track way. Visit ftautotrans.com or call 636-677-9004. That's ftautotrans.com or call 636-677-9004.
I'm Big Toe Media President Dave Green, and for the last few months, I've been telling you about what makes Home Bank different. Local people, local decisions, and real relationships. So let me take that a step further. When you walk into Home Bank, you're not walking into a system, you're walking into a conversation. This is a bank that understands St. Louis because they're part of it. The people making decisions live here, work here, and invest back into the same communities you do. That matters, especially when you need answers, flexibility, and a partner you can trust. Big banks can make promises. Home Bank builds relationships. If you're ready for a smarter, more personal banking experience, I'd encourage you to start that conversation today with Home Bank, the team behind our team. Visit myhomebank.bank or call 855-577-2001. Home Bank, member FDIC. More than a bank, they're your business partner.
The choice of a lawyer is an important decision and should not be based solely on advertisements. At Brown and Crouppen, we get that after an accident, money's tight. That's why we offer so much for free. First call, free. First consultation, free. Stuck at home or in the hospital, we'll come to you for free. So call Brown and Crouppen, where we don't get paid unless you do. And your first consultation is free.
It's still Brody, damn it. Now back to more of Wrestling on the Spectrum with Brody the Brain Herman, JC and Patrico on the Lou Information Station. Streaming 24/7 at luinfo.com.
Welcome back to Wrestling on the Spectrum. I'm Brody Herman on the ones and twos. I'm here with Flying Ryan Swingler, and we're back, and we are going to talk about the African-American wrestlers who have made their mark on the sport of professional wrestling. Now, before we rank them, Ryan, who are your personal favorites?
Okay, personal favorites. One, even though he's the GOAT too for the black wrestlers, Booker T, right?
Yeah. Okay.
Then Bobby Lashley,
Okay.
Kofi.
Yeah.
I got so many names coming to my head, and it's like, you know what? I'm gonna go with Farouk. I like him. And then, it's hard to decide between Shelton Benjamin, MVP, and those guys, man. It's hard.
And we'll get to that. We'll get to that.
It's
Now
just
we got to rank them,
like,
though. Now we got to rank them.
though.
Okay. So what do we want to start? What do you want to do, 15 or you want to do 10?
Do 10.
Okay.
Do 10. I mean, yeah. Do 10.
Now we got to characterize best workers, best
Workers,
words,
all that
best
stuff.
physique.
Or do you want to just go overall?
We'll get to that. But I'd have to say for the best physique, Sailor Art Thomas,
Okay.
Bobby Lashley,
Yeah.
Tony Atlas,
Yeah. Oh, The Rock too. I like
and
The Rock. Yeah.
and The Rock. Put The Rock in there.
Oh my gosh, Mark Henry. I'm forgetting so many dudes.
Yeah, I know. Well,
bro.
we'll get to that. Rocky Johnson, The Rock, Sailor Art Thomas, Tony Atlas are probably the best physiques ever when it comes to African American wrestlers. Probably ever. Best talkers, I go with Thunderbolt Patterson, Junkyard Dog.
Yeah.
Oh gosh. Best talkers.
Well, The Rock.
MVP.
Oh, the
MVP is an
MVP.
underrated talker. You got to give
MVP's
MVP a lot
promos
of
are
credit.
so underrated. Yeah.
MVP has got, I mean, what he's done as a manager. Now, Slick is a great manager.
Okay.
Slick's got a lot of charisma. It's a good question, though. Best talkers. Anyone on the YouTube chat wants to contribute who the best talkers? Obviously, The Rock. I mean, come on. Get that part.
What about Luther Lindsay?
Luther Lindsay. We'll talk about Luther Lindsay in a second. That's a great Ryan Bowman, obviously, contributing with that. Now we're going to get to our history here about wrestling. Luther Lindsay is a great name. Okay, so the Mount Rushmore. Here's my Mount Rushmore of African-American wrestlers, for those who don't know. I don't even have The Rock on it. I'll tell you why.
Ooh.
Well, maybe I'll put The Rock on. It varies.
Yeah,
But I'll give
I
you
get it. It
4,
varies.
and then people, okay.
I'll give you my 4 too.
Bobo Brazil. I would have Ernie Ladd. I would have Booker T, and I'd have Ron Simmons.
Okay, I get that. You got a little past, you got a little
Yeah.
history, you got a little present. I get that. Me, as you could tell, I'm not really that in depth with the past.
Right.
But for mine, I'm gonna go with Booker T,
Right.
The Rock. This is so personal for me, but Sasha Banks.
I'll put her on the women's category. We'll get to that.
I want to make. I've mixed it up, and then Sasha Banks, and then I'm going with Kofi because that's just more of my like how I was growing up watching it.
That's
and
fair.
I still love Mercedes Moné to this day. So.
Okay. Well, on women's
love my
wrestlers, I put Jackie Moore on there. I love Jazz. Jazz
Yeah.
is great. And shout out to Jazz, by the way. You saw that recently. She's going to be a trainer now back at the Performance Center in NXT.
That's good.
So shout out to Jazz. You know what I'll put on there? I know this may be a more recency pick. Bianca Belair.
I was gonna say Bianca, but I like Mercedes more. But I was gonna say Bianca. Yeah.
And maybe for the 4th, I'd put Monet. I'd probably put Banks 4th.
Yeah.
Though there's a lot of, well, wait a minute. Awesome Kong. Where'd you stick Awesome Kong on the list then?
I go 7.
Go 7th?
Yeah.
On Awesome Kong, and then who's 5 and 6?
Are we just doing like?
No, I'm just saying, you put her on 7th. You had the 5th or 6th
Oh no,
best African American female wrestlers ever.
Oh, Naomi got to be up there.
I wouldn't put Naomi ahead of Awesome Kong though.
Yeah, you got to realize, I'm being recency bias, but
Right
I
on
feel
the
like
Naomi. Pick.
I feel like Naomi before she got before main event Jey Uso and her got her pregnant. I think she was having some of her best work of her career.
Right.
So I'm like, if she comes back and has that, I'm thinking we're gonna have a different conversation by next in about 2 years, and during Black History Month, we're having a different conversation. So that's how I feel about it.
Fair enough.
Card Central said Rock, JYD, Booker, and Ron Simmons.
Okay. And that's a great list, by the way. No disputing that at all. I think that is a great list. By the way, Junkyard Dog is one of the best. Junkyard Dog is one of the best African-American wrestlers ever. He owned Louisiana. When he was in Mid-South. He was so popular that Bill Watts kept trying to replace JYD with other wrestlers. Now, can you name all of the wrestlers that he tried to replace JYD with? I can name them all to you. Brickhouse Brown, George Wells, the Snowman, and they pushed the Snowman so hard that they had Muhammad Ali come. I think when he wrestled Jake Roberts in 85, they had the Snowman there. My goodness. It was a Snowman, Jake Roberts, and they brought Muhammad Ali in. Bill Watts did in Mid-South. That was rough. My gosh. And most notably, the Snowman, I think, pawned off a championship belt when he worked in Memphis. I'm just saying. Snowman was just an interesting character. I'm just saying. Yeah, we got to, if we're going to go back to the Pioneers, as Ryan mentioned, Luther Lindsay, Dory Dixon. Now, the Black Panther Jim Mitchell's in his own category. Great book. John Cosper wrote a great book about the Black Panther Jim Mitchell. He's excellent. From Louisville, Kentucky. What a great wrestler he was. Jack Claiborne, Celie Samara, Sweet Daddy Siki, Luther Lindsay. Those are pioneers when it comes to African Americans in wrestling.
What about, because I'm just doing some research, what about Rufus R. Jones?
Rufus R. Jones is one. He had, I believe, he had a father, or did his son wrestle SD Jones? I believe that there's some connection there. They're either their father and son somehow, I believe. SD Jones and his father, I believe, is Rufus, or so there's some connection between Special Delivery Jones and Rufus R. No, it's his kayfabe cousin, so irrelevant there. Yeah. Rufus R. Jones and C.D. Jones were kayfabe cousins, but not really related. There's some Jones that are related to each other, though, in wrestling. We'll get to that. Now, Ryan, Ron Simmons is the first African-American world heavyweight champion on national level. Do you know who the first African-American world heavyweight champion was on a regional level?
I don't know. I'm going to go. I don't even know the era, so I'm going with Rufus. No, actually, I just saw this while looking up. I mean, while I was working, but I don't even know. I'm not going to cheat. So, yeah, I'm going to go with Rufus. I don't know.
It's not Rufus.
Yeah, I don't know, Brody.
It's Bearcat Wright. It's in California.
Okay.
So Bearcat Wright's the right answer. For those who don't know, and that's why they called him Keith Bearcat Lee for WWE for a cup of coffee after Bearcat Wright.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Are they
Bearcat Brown's a different wrestler. Bearcat Brown's a different wrestler. He wrestled in Tennessee, but Bearcat Wright, though he had trouble with promoters, is the reason Bearcat Wright is not more well known. He had trouble with promoters.
Oh,
so
okay.
now when we talk about tag teams, we have Devon Dudley's got to be up there for one of the best tag team wrestlers. Ron Simmons with JBL, Bearcat Brown with Len Rossi in Tennessee, and then
the New Day.
Oh, that's a good one. Now we got to get to the tag teams.
The New Day.
Crime Time, JTG and Shad Gaspard. Where would you rank them on the list?
I wouldn't really put them that high. I'm not really a Crime Time type of
guy.
Yeah, I'm not really a Crime Time type of guy. I was rocking with the New Day.
What about Street Profits? Montez Ford and
I like the
Angelo
Street Profits.
Dawkins.
I like them. I just think didn't Montez Ford get a little
Yeah, he got a little bulkier.
Yeah, he got a little bulkier too.
Yeah.
But,
no doubt.
I don't know. I think a lot of the black tag teams. I don't know if there's really anything over the New Day. I'm gonna be honest.
Okay. Nation of Domination.
New Day.
You still would put New Day over Nation of Domination. Nation of Domination was around longer.
Yeah, but
I'm sorry, New Day was around longer, but Nation of Domination had bigger stars in it.
But they may have bigger stars, but if you really think about it though, look at what the New Day have won.
What about Soul Patrol
players too?
With Tony Atlas and Rocky Johnson?
Do these guys win world titles?
I think Soul Patrol did. Soul Patrol won WWE Tag Team Championships, but so did New Day.
No, but I'm saying even while they were as the New Day, we had guys like Biggie winning the world title, and we still had Kofi winning the world title. That's why I put New Day so much higher.
That's fine.
Even as just
and you grew up on the New Day, and that's fair.
And I grew up on the New Day.
That's fine.
So it's like I'm going with the New Day. I don't know if there's any tag team that's like just or a faction that was just all.
Now, best comedic wrestler ever probably is R-Truth.
Yeah,
when it comes to comedy,
of course. Yeah,
when it comes to comedy.
Yeah.
Now, best technical worker. I mean, Shelton Benjamin's got to be up there.
Yeah.
Harlem Heat.
Harlem Heat.
Yeah, that's got to be one. Harlem Heat, Ryan Bowman contributing. The Harlem Heat, great answer. Yes, Harlem Heat is definitely up there. WCW book Stevie Ray.
I like when Ryan be chiming in.
I love
First of all, I love his name for one.
Ryan, it's great.
And then two, he's always chiming in with some
it's
good
great
history
stuff. No, great content, great contributing. Obviously, Harlem Heat definitely is to me the best tag team.
Yeah, just straight tags.
Just best tag team. Yeah, I think Harlem Heat definitely is one of them. Now, is anybody, I mean, there are a lot of wrestlers that have given a lot back to the business. Booker T has got to be near the top of the list. He's got a great wrestling school in Houston, Texas, Reality of Wrestling.
Birth of Roxanne
He's got
Perez,
a podcast with Brad Gilmore. It is a great podcast. Check it out on the Reality of Wrestling YouTube channel, Booker T and Brad Gilmore. What Booker has given back to the business, he's a tremendous guy, a tremendous talent. I am really a big fan of Booker T. I love Booker T. I really do as a person. He is an excellent person. I know he gets rated as the worst announcer, which I think is so unfair. Booker gives so much of his time. And for these people, I mean, that's what I don't like about this. It's just, there are guys that, I mean, you can bag on people who don't give their time to wrestling and are just old and bitter and don't give back to the sport. Booker T is one of those guys that gives back to the sport in a major way. I have all the love and respect for Booker T.
I just want to call out, like, you guys wouldn't be watching Monday Night Raw and being like, wow, Roxanne Perez is doing so great without the school and what he's doing for these wrestlers.
He's great.
So it's like,
just great guy.
Like, I don't know. I think he's a good announcer, too. And you wouldn't be saying whoop that trick when Trick Williams comes out on
Stephanie Vaquero. He got Stephanie Vaquero over.
Exactly. You wouldn't be saying all that stuff. You wouldn't be seeing that stuff if you wouldn't. Like, you have to acknowledge that.
I love it. Stephanie Vaquero, what he does, he works with the younger talent in NXT. He does such a great job. I'm a huge fan. I'm so glad that Jazz is in NXT as well. And when I think about this, there are a lot of guys, there are a lot of up-and-coming stars as well on the main roster, but obviously going back to history for a second, Bobo Brazil, Ernie Ladd. I mean, I rank Ernie Ladd number one. The greatest, okay, now you can make this into a clip, folks. You can get on me all you want. The greatest African-American wrestler of all time is Ernie Ladd, and it's not close. I'll talk about Ernie Ladd for about the next 5 minutes because he's great. Ernie Ladd was a booker in Mid-South. He was a respected wrestling mind. He was an excellent worker at 6 feet. Whoa. He formerly was in the National Football League, one of the top three heels in all of WWE at one point in time. He was over in every territory he went in. And he's one of the best promos in all of wrestling. So a combination of imposing size, great in-ring work, promo skills, mentorship of younger wrestlers, and being a great booker, to me, Ernie Ladd, in my opinion, is the greatest African-American wrestler in the history of the sport of professional wrestling. He just is. I just think he is. Now, obviously, everyone says The Rock, and that's fair. He is. And for those who say The Rock, and that's true, he's an amazing box office attraction. And so was Bobo Brazil, by the way. Bobo Brazil was a tremendous box office attraction. So was Jim Mitchell. And so was Jack Claiborne. And so was Celie Samara. And so was Abdullah the Butcher. So I'm not saying that there aren't a lot of wrestlers who are major box office attractions. Art Thomas, Shag Thomas. I mean, there were several wrestlers that have been tremendous box office attractions. But in my opinion, the greatest African-American wrestler in history is the Big Cat Ernie Ladd. I guess that's biased. It is. I'm a fan of Mid-South Wrestling. But I think Ernie Ladd is the greatest African-American wrestler in history. He just is, in my opinion. There's no doubt in my mind. And if I had to go number two, I'd probably go Bobo Brazil because he was the most popular African-American wrestler in the sport of wrestling in the 60s and 70s. Major box office attraction, drew everywhere he went. Bobo was a tremendous talent, just a tremendous talent. And I put Ron Simmons, obviously, on my Mount Rushmore. I hold a special place for Ron Simmons in my heart. For those who don't know, Ron Simmons was a linebacker at Florida State. He tag teamed with John Bradshaw Layfield in the APA. They are still tremendous friends to this day. Ron is such a great human being. He goes out to all these conventions with JBL. It's an absolute blast for those who don't know. Ron Simmons, a great guy. He is definitely number 3 on my list on the greatest African-American wrestlers in history. I love Ron Simmons, and he deserved the WCW World Heavyweight Championship. He is a tremendous talent, tremendous human being, a legitimate tough guy, and a legitimate collegiate athlete. Now, I'm not going to forget this guy's name. Butch Reed is an underrated African-American wrestler in history. People don't remember the name Butch Reed. Butch Reed, the more underrated wrestlers in history. I love Butch Reed. And by the way, when Ron Simmons was early on in WCW, they were in a tag team called Doom. Okay? They were in a tag team called Doom. Ron Simmons and Butch Reed. They were under mask for a period of time. And guess what? They were managed by Teddy Long. And for when we're talking about greatest African-American wrestling personalities,
Teddy Long. Teddy Long, man. I was just
got to give Teddy Long some credit.
Yeah.
I love Teddy Long.
And tonight, it will be a tag team match. You're facing The Undertaker. Yes, man.
God, he made that position. He made being the general manager of SmackDown cool.
Yeah, he did. He literally did. And
he's
for sure my favorite manager of all time. Like, just growing up and stuff, he's my favorite manager.
I grew up on Teddy Long. I love me some Teddy Long. He is so great. I love Teddy Long. Started out in the business as a referee, did anything to just break into the business. What a hard worker Teddy Long is. And the stories of Teddy Long and JBL and Ron Simmons in the car are an absolute treat. And I'm just a huge fan of his. And obviously I ranked Simmons 3rd. My 4th on the list, I have to go with Booker T. And then my 5th on the list, I'm going to go with Junkyard Dog. Well, that's technically my 6th. I got to put The Rock in there somewhere. But Junkyard Dog, I'll put in there. Dory Dixon's in there. Luther Lindsay's in there. So maybe I'll put Luther Lindsay 7th. And I'll put Dory Dixon. No, Dory Dixon's still alive. God bless him. Put Dory in there. Put Dory Dixon in there. I would say Tony Atlas, definitely. We mentioned Tony Atlas when it came to great physiques, and they just did a recent Dark Side of the Ring episode with Tony Atlas. But Tony Atlas definitely, he was a world title contender at one point in time, Ryan. He absolutely was. Tony Atlas, definitely one of those guys, a member of the Soul Patrol. He was pushed to the moon every territory he was in. Tremendous talent. I'm a huge Tony Atlas fan. Definitely one of those. You could argue, I don't know if I put him in the top 10 on my list. He's definitely top 20.
Yeah,
I put him top 20, but not top 10, I would say. I would put, I mean, Bobby Lashley's a tough one for me because
that physique is insane, though.
Physique, he's never aged.
Yeah,
he's never aged a bit.
Too, like,
he looks the same as he did when he started into the business. He looks tremendous. So Shelton Benjamin and Bobby Lashley, I would say Shelton Benjamin. When we talk about one of the purest workers ever, I have Shelton Benjamin near the top of my list. I love his technical style. Have you ever seen the match with him and Shawn Michaels?
Yeah, do you think he should have won a world title?
Probably should have. He probably should. He didn't have great promos, though. I don't know what it is. His promos aren't very good. I don't know. He doesn't connect to the audience in that way. Something's, he dresses great. Everything about Shelton Benjamin says he should be a world heavyweight champion, but just something doesn't click.
I feel like if Shelton Benjamin was, for one, came out today, and then 2, had an actual manager that could, like,
they had MVP as his manager right now in AEW.
Yeah, well, yeah, that's what I'm saying. But I'm saying, coming out with the gold and all that, if he would have had like I'm not gonna say Heyman, because Heyman puts over everybody.
Yeah.
Like if he had like just a manager that could really talk him up, people would have recognized what they were looking at.
Yeah.
I feel like it's just so much talent that people just forget about.
Yeah,
it's just
so many guys. So many guys.
Now, one of my questions is for you, because when I came in here, I was like, okay, we're doing Black History.
Yeah.
I wanted to know, like, even though it's Black History, who are the new guys? Because the new big 3 that just got called
I would
up.
say the new guys coming up through the pike. I would say Javon Evans definitely is one of those guys. Reminds me of Sean Waltman, the push he got early on. Javon Evans only 21 years old. He is very bouncy. This guy's got height. He's a crisp worker, a safe worker. I am very high on Javon Evans' potential. And I think he could be a legitimate mainstay in the future in WWE. As a mid-card guy, a mid-card babyface, I think he's got all of the potential in the world to be that. A mid-card babyface that I think you could have in the company for many, many years to come. I would say you mentioned Obafemi is in there. I think Obafemi's got a lot of potential to be a main eventer. He is an amazing physique, unbelievable size, and I think Obafemi is one of those guys that could be an unbelievable talent in the foreseeable future for the company. I think they are putting the rocket on Obafemi and pushing him to the moon. I would say that Trick Williams is a guy that they've brought up now that they are going to try to push. I think he's going to face Randy Orton at WrestleMania, and I think Randy Orton is going to put him over like $1 million, and Randy's going to work with Trick and really get him main roster ready. Carmelo Hayes is another one who's the current United States champion. They're giving him a bit of a push. I like what I'm seeing out of Carmelo Hayes. So there are a lot of African-American wrestlers on the come up in WWE that I think have a world of potential. Ricky Saints as well as another one that I think.
Wait, I didn't even know Ricky Shanks was. Wait,
he's
black?
biracial. He's biracial.
Oh, I didn't know dude was mixed.
Yeah, so is the
snap.
tag team in AEW Top Flight as well.
I knew he had something in him.
Yeah.
I didn't know
No,
that,
tremendous
though.
talent though. Tremendous talent.
He is.
Yeah.
How do you feel about that? Joe Hendry and Ricky Saints. You saw that promo?
I did. I love Joe Hendry. I think Joe Hendry, obviously, his amateur background. He's from Scotland. I think that it's good that he's in NXT a little while. Another guy they just brought in, too, from AEW, Powerhouse Hobbs. He's going to go by Royce Keys in the WWE. He's got a sentimental name. His last name, Keys, I think is his mother's maiden name, and I think his oldest son is named Royce. So Royce Keys is one of those things. Royce Keys.
Oh, yeah, they just brought him in, too.
Yeah, they did. Now, and he's not on the main roster yet, which I'm fine with that. If he's
Is
going
it
to have a little
NXT?
bit of a tenure in NXT, I'm totally fine with that. I don't mind it. It's so crowded right now. What are you going to do with them? What are you going to do with them? I mean, look at
'Cause-
WWE. Look how
yeah,
crowded
'cause
it is.
I was going to put him against Rusev, but I'm pretty sure I know who's going to get Rusev.
Yep.
I think, is Oba going against him at elimination, or are they just going to say just squash him at Mania? Like, what are we doing?
I don't know what they're going to do with Oba.
That's what I'm saying. It's like, yeah, it is.
I would like to
stacked.
see Oba and Brock.
I would want to see Oba and Brock too, but do you think it's too early for that?
The problem is it may be too early for Oba and Brock. I think that Oba, they're going to do something with him at Mania. I would like him to be in there with a veteran, like they were doing with Randy and Trick, and see what he could do in the ring with a veteran that'll improve his skills on the main roster. So that's what I'll go with. I don't want to see him get squashed by Brock at Mania. And if Brock is not willing to put over somebody at Mania because he's more inclined to put over somebody at SummerSlam in Minneapolis, then maybe save it
Yeah,
would
that's what
be
I'm
my
saying, save it.
answer. Yeah, maybe. I mean, there's so many great African-American wrestlers that have just made their mark on the history of the sport of wrestling. We listed so many of them. Black Panther, Jim Mitchell, get the book by John Casper. What a great book. Obviously, Celie Samara, Jack Claiborne, Art Thomas, Bobo Brazil, just so many great names. Bearcat Wright, Bearcat Brown, Dory Dixon. There's so many great talents in the sport. Thunderbolt Patterson, Junkyard Dog, Butch Reed, George Wells, Brickhouse Brown, Coco Beware was great. SD Jones, Rufus R. Jones. I already mentioned Junkyard Dog, Ron Simmons. So many great, so much great talent. Just so much great talent we've had in the sport. Stevie Ray, Booker T. My gosh.
What about Cody Raheem Rhodes?
Oh, stop it. Stop it. I love Cody Rhodes, by the way.
Yeah, I
love
love
Cody
I've been
Rhodes, by
joking
the
about
way.
this all month,
What a
man.
great
I'm sorry.
job. What a great job. I just love Cody Rhodes. Just so much great stuff. And again, I just want to say, subscribe to ringclassics.com. Go to the website right now. They got 3 or 4 big events this year. The next one is coming up in Nashville, Tennessee, as the home state of Jeff Jarrett. The Jeff Jarrett documentary is coming up very soon, March 3rd. Please tune into that. Jeff Jarrett, historical, obviously. We know Sputnik Monroe, what he did in Memphis. Just a tremendous name. Even though he's not an African-American wrestler, he is a major figure in the history of wrestling, advocating for African-American fans to be in the buildings he wrestled in. And what a great guy Sputnik Monroe was. That was in the Tennessee territory. Same territory, Memphis, Tennessee. Bearcat Brown wrestled there. Coco Beware got his career started there. So much great talent in Memphis. And of course, please tune into the Jeff Jarrett documentary coming out on March the 3rd. That is going to be a treat. Ringclassics.com. And of course, I'd like to encourage everybody, please follow Wrestling on the Spectrum on all of the socials. We're going to have giveaways coming up. We've got a lot coming down the pike. It's at Wrestling on the Spectrum on YouTube. Please subscribe to the Wrestling on the Spectrum YouTube channel at Wrestling on the Spectrum. Please follow us on Instagram and TikTok at Wrestling on the Spectrum, on X. That's OTS. That's right. At Wrestling OTS on X. And of course, on Facebook, it's the Wrestling on the Spectrum Facebook page. That is what it's going to be. I'm just so excited about what's coming down the pipe. We have so much content coming up for you. It is so exciting. Have More Money Now, Conrad Thompson, John Bradshaw Layfield. Give them a subscribe. Follow them on X. You know, there's a lot of great business stuff to go on. I'm Brody Herman. This is Flying Ryan Swingler. This was Wrestling on the Spectrum on the Lou Information Station, live and on demand at louinfo.com.
St. Louis, meet